Welcome to a Lessons Learned session presented by Predictive Solutions. This session will focus on project risk. We will demonstrate methods of measuring project risk. Specifically, we will look at the project summary report and focus on the index component metrics. We will then discuss how data can be used to drive continuous improvement. Here we have a project summary report in SafetyNet. It is sorted by index percentile from the lowest to the highest. Basically, the fewer the stars, the more risk as it compares to other projects within the company. For example, Chrysler Building is showing an index rating of 6.9%. It is basically saying 93% of the other projects or locations within this company have less risk as compared to this project. To find out what that risk is, simply click on this risk rating number and a component box will appear. These are the 8 components that make up the project index. We have participation, the number of inspections per week. We have severity as well as the at-risk per inspection rate or the unsafe per inspection rate. Now this can be broken out by designee and non-designee. It's basically saying the difference between one group and another. We also measure the difference between these two groups. This alignment makes up 2 of the metrics for our project index. So let's go through the Chrysler Building. First, the participation is really high compared to other projects. They're averaging 6.2 inspections per week. Severity and at-risk as it applies to non-designees is about middle of the road. Half the projects have more, half the projects have less. The safe per inspection is a little lower than the company average at 34% or 34th percentile. Now, where things get interesting is the designee group is finding a lot of things wrong, 6.9 unsafe per inspection, compared to the non-designee group finding 1 unsafe per inspection. This is a big alignment shift. So the metric is showing 1 star, meaning among the lowest in the company. So the designees are saying things are really wrong. The non-designees are saying things aren't so wrong. This alignment shift is saying, hey, there's risk there because the 2 groups aren't in alignment. So that's how we measure the risk on a project. So how do we identify opportunities to improve? First, we need to recognize what is done well. We can't just go after the things that we're not doing well. We need to coach to improve. But how can the project improve? Specifically, what metrics? By identifying the individual components, you can identify what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. You can then set goals to change these going forward. For example, the project, the Chrysler Building we looked at, was showing 6.2 inspections per week for all the people on that project. You should identify a goal based on each individual. That total goal should be a set number. For example, let's set a goal of 10 inspections per week. If there's 5 people on the project, that's 2 inspections per employee. Okay? You can then measure that going forward. So you can use the index to demonstrate trends as well by recognizing and rewarding the strengths, identifying opportunities to improvement. Ultimately, you want to develop an improvement plan, define your clear expectations, periodically monitor the progress, and provide feedback.